I just sent some Korean characters. It's totally fine. The Bro tax is paid. Let's dive in to the draft here for game number 1. The Kesper victorious Bros now taking on, unfortunately, not able to take them down at the very last moment, Gen G, who are going to ban away the Skarn. It does make a lot of sense. Humbug actually picking up Bro's only win with that champion.
I saw some stats between like LEC, LCK, and LPL. Skarn has been let through 4 times, 100% win rate.
Yep.
He's died once. So,
oh my god.
Honestly
so
impressive.
Silly.
They managed to take it out that one time. But yeah, this champ, not okay. Seen a lot of those AD carry bans. I think especially against Ruler, the Varus Ash makes a lot of sense. Corki going to be banned away, so not going to see Bro pick that up, which I think, you know, maybe Bro fans
Bro
have
getting a
out.
freebie? You love to see that.
Yeah, picking up the Xante, I think double whammy. Not only is the pick very strong, but also denies it from Keen Sante.
Yep.
Which you know.
And you get the Lord Sante as well. Although the Jace does come through. We do have Zyra locked in. A reminder that Unending Despair is still banned, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So not going to be seeing that one. Not going to be seeing any weird interactions with Jace and Renata.
We've seen Zyra have a pretty low win rate in the LCK, but I think a lot of that was down to long-range poke compositions, specifically like Nidalee. Because Nidalee can keep pace with Zyra, but you have the long-range spears. You don't actually have to go into the Zyra, and also people would often pick Leona into it.
Yeah.
Throw out the solar flare from distance, follow up with like the Nidalee spear. Nidalee's banned by Bro, and Leona is now picked by Gen G, so less of that long-range, non-committal threats onto Zyra. And if you're playing Vi, you have to get melee range if you want to kill a Zyra, and that means Zyra can press the buttons and his job is done.
And she gets to press them as Vi is coming in as well. It's pretty telegraphed. So we'll have to see how Humbug is going to play around it. Vi, definitely one of his comfort picks. Humbug and Lucid in Challenger were somewhat similar in that regard as far as really liking to prioritize Violet. So she is going to be locked away once again. 80 carries back on the list here for Bro. They want to make Ruler's life as hard as possible. We have seen Ruler play a few other champions that are not the ones that are currently banned, so we'll have to see how he's going to adapt to this. Ezreal's still up and available, for example. Zaya's, Yukai's, things like that still.
Yeah, interesting to see the Rakan ban, because, you know, Leona's a pretty fine matchup, but also like playing Rakan into Zyra is very uncomfortable. But not want to deal with that. The extra mobility, obviously a pick that Polu has lent on a decent amount.
Yep.
I do think the MF makes a decent amount of sense, especially because we often see like the Leona work well into the MF because you can ult it from a distance, but it also pairs well with the MF. So really thinning away those tools for the 80 carries.
One last ban here, which it will be the Ezreal. It does make a fair bit of sense. If you're going to go this far in, don't give Ruler one of his best champs at the end.
So, I mean, we haven't seen mid lane yet. Looks like they're just leaning towards the Jhin. I do feel like if you went AP, if you went something like Ziggs, you would be very AP heavy, especially if it does end up being the tank Jace. You know,
Zyra is also really good as solo AP just because she does so much AoE damage.
Yeah, I think definitely making the Might armor a lot more preferable. And yeah, a lot of long-range setup as well between like the Jhin and the Jace. Obviously, if it is that tank Jace, then your poke's not going to be as severe, but definitely the plant's a really good way to proc the root for Jhin. Now it's up to Brion to pick that bot lane. They know what they are going to face though in that matchup, so I have some information.
I think Alistair does make a fair bit of sense, sort of the only engaged support left as far as top tier is concerned. Nautilus hasn't found all that much success so far this season.
And Nautilus into Zyra and Leona.
Yeah, that's a lot of telegraphed engage that you're really not psyched about.
You'll just get mangled. I mean, I don't think Alistair has a great time into Zyra, but at least you don't get one shot.
True.
And good into the Leona. They are going to pick up that Kai'Sa as well. So fully committed now, Bro, to this dive-heavy composition. And there's a lot of anti-dive tools from the side of Gen G. I imagine it's going to be tank or bruiser Jace, so not going to be the easiest target. Jhin and Zyra. Well, Zyra particularly can unload a combo from a distance, but Jhin obviously can just fire away. Now, the question is what Chovy's going to play.
He can play whatever he likes.
Yeah.
I think he really wants to play Aurelia. He's been hovering it quite a few times. I remember there was a time where he was like practicing it so much. Of course, it was meta for a little bit, but he does like to go back to the champion. Very similar to Closer, who was the Aurelia one trick when he joined the LCK. Both of them enthusiastic but not able to actually play that champ. Just going to be the Yone.
Yeah, does have that AD as well, so it is solo AP Zyra. Makes it awkward to itemize against, and even like Merc Treads. Like you want Merc Treads against Leona, and decent against on Jin and against Zyra, but a lot of AD threats to kind of make that pitch uncomfortable. Ultimately, Bro's comp feels very dive focused, very go in. I think Gen G has a bit more diversity in what the composition can do, but a lot of peel tools. So, Bro need to be really crisp with the engages if they're going to come out ahead in this one.
By the way, I really like Twitch chat at the moment, making sure that they get that copy pasta in with their bro tax included. It's because if you are a bro fan, you do generally have a lot of channel points because you all in on bro every single time, and they just win all the time.
Yep.
So you'll just have heaps. So keep them highlighted, keep them coming in, and let's see whether bro can perform the way we expect moving into this match. Kesper Cup champions, here just to win. They've got the Aurora in the mid lane. Not necessarily feeling totally closer vibed, but I think he should still be able to navigate it. A lot of power there. Vi very strong at the moment. Cassante pretty powerful. Bottom lane, I'm a little bit worried about in the early stages. We'll see how it does go. Gen G looks to try and take down the Titans of Bro. How many witch champions do we have in the game so far?
Does that include skins? Because like Janna's got a skin.
Yeah, we got
Morgana's got a skin.
I can think of 7 off the top of my head.
Okay, rattle them off now.
So there's Nidalee,
yep.
Bewitching Nidalee skin, right?
Yep.
You've got that Aurora that we just saw. Dura is going to go in, so I'm going to have to hold the thought. Is unfortunately flashing into the stun, as Humbug is still just able to walk away. It's fine. It's calculated. He knew it. Didn't have to flash on an angle, but that is still Jungler Flash now down here at 1 minute into the game. Suboptimal, but probably not something that Bro are going to really be too upset about.
Yeah,
we can now get a lot of vision elsewhere.
It unlocks Juro's Hex Flash, which is a big thing. It's interesting because typically we see teams that invade against Zyra. Like one of the objectives is if you clear out her plants, her clear is going to be slower. So Gen G taking the initiative to heavily invade themselves does mean that Canyon won't have as many plants stacked up, but you put some pressure onto Hambak and force him out of his topside jungle.
Yeah, this is not the most optimal start, you could say. They do also get all of that deep vision like we're seeing. It's just going to be standard lanes as Closer playing pretty aggressively up against Chovy here, who is going to have a little bit more of a rough time in the laning phase. Shouldn't bother him too much though, as Humbug is going to make his way over. This is a bit sneaky. He's not on vision. We do have another engage, but that pulverize onto Ruler. A lot of work now being done. Not able to land the W either. So Ruler is going to just be there at 50% health. Looks like we're going even more aggressive as level 2 on the cards here for Bro. As you can see there, yep, Unending Despair is banned.
2 combat summoners from the side of Gen G for 1 from Bro, so actually getting a good amount of pressure here. Now, Hambak invading here, I think, is kind of on the back of not being sure about what's happened in his blue side jungle. For all he knows, Canyon could have, taken the camps there, so he makes a bit of an aggressive move to try and take this out. But with the ward information he's been given, he
now knows.
Disengaged.
Exactly. So able to move back. That ward actually giving them a lot of value. You don't see that one as many times as the others. Like normally it's the layer of topside wards that we see blue side making just to scout for the lane swaps, things like this.
And this is good play from Bro's bot lane. They should be able to get out of this
and you're not going to find the grasping roots. Does get a slow onto Polo here, who's not too worried, but yeah, Hype is just going to, oh man, almost procs it. And Bro, as expected, just having the answers here.
Yeah, I mean, doing a fantastic job. And in that situation, Canyon's like, right, well, I've kind of been routed in the jungle. There's not much I can do other than go for a gank. Bro, despite the fact that Hype and Polo had an advantage in the 2v2, they back off completely. There is a concern here, though, for Closer. He's very pushed up, but Chovy's low, so, I mean, it's an Aurora. He should be able to get out.
Should be able to. Does get caught there, as you can see. Down to 50% now as Canyon gonna try and get out. Oh my gosh, he's almost gonna kill both of them, which is kind of ridiculous. Lands the Q there as Closer just needs one more auto. That's gonna be it! First blood goes over. 1v2 for Closer in the mid lane.
Looks like he doesn't want to go out. He wants to go in, and he gets the kill on the Canyon, who's had a disastrous early game so far. The Hambak, let's get the scuttle.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win this one, but with Chovy turning up, looking pretty favored towards Keen. Finds the shock blast as Morgan is going to have to come in, and he saves his teammate. Oh, bro with all the answers, man.
Everything going right for them. I mean, clearly the bro tax has been paid, and
yeah.
it is paying off.
Hey, keep that coming in, guys. If the energy runs out, then Genji may still win.
But the teamwork has just been so good, you know, from everything from the bro bot lane backing off to, you know, Closer playing this so beautifully individually. And like, because he did so much work early, Chovy was already so low, very tentative about going in. He flashes the knock-up and then gets them both with the combo. Chovy, you know, finishes, has to go back with his soul. Like, Kenny just has nothing left to try and finish him off. Even ends up flashing and giving over the red buff to Closer. And then obviously we saw Morgan come in with a shield. Everything going right for them. And considering that when you're playing the Zyra into Vi matchup, you're expecting to have a farm lead, you're expecting to be ahead, you're expecting to have extra time. Canyon being behind in this matchup is kind of unprecedented.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. And of course, he is going to be able to probably catch up pretty comfortably, just because as you get into the rhythm, as you get more items, and you just farm a little bit faster, as Closer is still playing hyper aggressive against Chovy, understandably so. Went back, got his boots of lucidity, and is very, very happy with how this one's going. Morgan is obviously just not having a great time because he's Cassante Jace in the early levels, but he just needs to exist.
Yep, weather the storm. You know, eventually get some armor and the lane becomes a lot more chill.
But the fact that it's this Aurora that is accelerated, has hit level 6, and is going to immediately press the buttons. I don't know whether he necessarily needed to, but the message has been received. Some supportal combat here towards the bottom side of mid lane. And Morgan is teleporting back down to bot side. Looks like it is grubs on the mind of everyone. So we've got a reset coming in for Closer. He's going to come back. And we'll see who's going to be able to lock this one down. Is it going to be another feat of strength, or at least a third of one, as Bro looking to put on another sandal? Yeah, it's going to move on over, and I think they're just going to try and make sure that they don't lose out on the feat of strength.
I think Bro should be cautious about this. They already got one, so it's fine to leave now if they need.
Oh, with Closer turning up, though, it is looking a little bit dangerous. Deadly Flourish goes wide. As the smite comes down, that is one apiece on these grubs. The last one is going to be given over to Bro by the looks of things. Genji not wanting to poke the bear too much. We'll be able to take that one down as Closer makes his way back to mid. Keen's the one that's actually positioned there, which is quite interesting. Chovy going for the side laning. Yeah. Does make a bit of sense, I guess, just because Yone is so powerful in those side lanes.
I think it makes sense from the perspective of Chovy wasn't level 6 yet and was also, you know, a little bit behind and was resetting a bit late. So by putting him towards the bot lane, they have the power from Keen there immediately in the mid lane. And I think it gave Genji just more odds for contesting. They only got the one grub, but you deny that contribution towards the feats of strength, so that's all you need. So I think it's a smart assignment from Genji, and Bro don't get the full reward for those grubs.
Where were you when Bro had a gold lead at 7 minutes?
Right here in the seat.
All right, sorry, yeah, I knew that. I needed to stop looking at the screen. I just needed to confirm. I was there too. Same place, Lore Park. Let me know where you guys were, because this is actually happening. This is real life. It's 7.5 minutes, and it's still a slight Bro advantage.
A Bro vantage.
It's a Bro vantage. And honestly, like, they couldn't have asked for a better way to start this game. So we'll just have to see whether they can continue that moving forward. As of course, if you were to, like, if I was to be honest about the Kesper Cup situation, they were missing some players, you could say, when they were playing in that one. So if Bro are able to actually win here as well, then I don't even know.
Yeah, I feel like Bro's schedule in the LCK Cup, they ended up facing a lot of their tougher opponents early. Wait a second. Perhaps not. A lot of the expected easier opponents early, which has made their following end of the LCK Cup really difficult. But if they can start to kind of bring it together and find some upsets, you know, they can keep their hopes alive. And as long as you're not in that last spot, you know, there's infinite possibilities when you get to the later stages of the tournament. You can still fight your way through.
Yeah, and just a reminder to everyone, they just need to win one game to at least equalize with B&K.
Yeah.
So if they win this one here, even if they go ahead to just lose back-to-back games after this, would be absolutely amazing for the Bros. Chovy still struggling here into Closer, who's able to avoid quite a lot of these buttons. Humbug moving over. Wants to try and deny, but not going to look for too much more. Not baited by the Unbound Soul or anything like that.
Yeah, when you see top and jungle a little bit ahead. Kind of expecting Keen have pressure in this.
Oh, another ulti does come down here from Closer. Hits a whole bunch of buttons, and Chovy has to flash.
Does miss the cannon though, sadly, for Closer, but I think he's okay with that. Oh,
whoa, he's flashing in! Can he get the pullback? It's not going to happen. So he doesn't quite have the damage there. He's investing a lot. Does get Chovy's flash from earlier, but wants to throw his out as well. And he will do that.
So close, the electric proc comes in, just not quite enough damage to take out Chovy, but I love this energy from Closer. He's really pushing Chovy and pressuring him in the lane.
And this is exactly what you were talking about before. Like, we were talking about the Closer energy, which is, it doesn't matter what the nameplate opposing him is. He is going to be Closer.
Yep. 100%. And I feel like even in Bro's losses, Closer's had some really good performances and has been a great addition to this lineup. This mid-jungle, I think, was what everyone was looking at after the Kesper Cup. So, you know, especially, I feel like when you're going up against Gen G's mid-jungle, that's the big test.
It really is.
And so far, they're passing.
And you know that Morgan's going to be fine. You know, I know Keen's a really, really good player, but Morgan is the Lord, so he is going to be okay. Hype coming in as well, and has been farming exceptionally well. Actually playing out the early stage quite nicely in this game. And a Kai'Sa, if you can get going, especially because this is going to be the more AP variant, I'm pretty sure, does make us feel a little bit better about how this game is going to go on. Because we have seen a bit of the physical Kai'Sa, and it just feels like it falls flat on its face.
Yeah, definitely get the triple evolve, has a lot of value. Although that comp is quite AP heavy if it is the more AP Kai'Sa, so...
Some vision coming in here as Polo does take a bit of damage from Keen. Going to be one of those grubs locked down. It looks like it is going to be a feat of strength, though, going over to Gen G, and a grub advantage as Humbug has given up on going for that one. They did grab the Cloud Drake. First one that spawned. Next one's going to be up in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think perhaps Closer's ult is only just coming up now, not being available. Weighing in Bro's decision not to contest this. I think, look, we can get some plates on the bot side. It's only one sort of piece of the feats of strength, and you know, 4 grubs is definitely nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not like they're giving over six or anything.
Yep, and a few plates going over to Morgan as well in the meantime, who does manage to push that bottom lane pretty far out. Remember, with First Blood, they only need to get first turret, and they are done as far as those feats are concerned. They don't need to worry themselves with as much of these objectives that they would otherwise need to. We'll see what they can actually do here. Keen, of course, is going to be pushing incredibly quickly because he's Jace. Definitely see how it goes as Canyon's moving on in. Perfect timing here as Morgan decides to go slightly aggressive, but he's Cassandre, so he's not dying.
Doesn't quite catch. I mean, it wouldn't have killed him, but definitely could have got a good amount of damage down, maybe led to some pressure on that tower.
It does feel like Grasping Roots goes that little bit too slow. I don't know whether it goes that much slower than other skill shots, but it just feels like it's a bit too slow.
It definitely does, and it's also the fact that like you have the little lockout when you cast it that just feels so sluggish. Closer just missed another cannon. You know, Closer has been fantastic this game. That's the second cannon I've seen him miss.
Hey, he's missed like every cannon, still 525 gold ahead, GigaChad. Pretty good.
He's just being very generous, you know. He doesn't want to make Chovy feel too bad about it. Chovy's the farming guy, you know. He needs to let him catch up a little bit.
Oh, Polo's coming up here, looking to try and cause a ruckus. Might be that they can get some decent damage onto this turret, though, as we can see. Duro is over here, and Canyon's in the vicinity, but that is a lot of damage as the Zenith Blade doesn't quite work out here for Duro. The ulti comes through once again as Chovy is likely to die because Humbug is there waiting for him back at his soul, and now Duro, he's just by himself. Ruler is going to move up. Deadly Flourish gave away his position, and they are just going to exit. 2 kills now for Bro. Pretty clean.
Some great target selection there, you know, turning on to Chovy and able to punish him in that situation. Also, Closer, super slick. It looked like Duro was going to find an angle onto him, but it was just super slick the way he kind of read him like a book and was able to disengage without getting caught out. So Gen G definitely looked for a play there on the counter dive, it just doesn't come through.
Yeah, I kind of really wanted Hype to just go in. You know, he was just on with the vibes.
Yeah, this E flash from Duro, it's so hard to kind of read that in advance. Duro was, Closer was really fast with it and able to avoid it. Does get locked up on the tower a little bit, and hand back, flashes away. Right decision, you know, as much as he's high HP, if you eat that, you know Zyra ult, Jhin ult potentially going to come out afterwards. So, bro, get what they want and disengage. Don't stay for more. They are not greedy GigaChads.
Oh, no. Definitely not. Measured GigaChads. That's the only way you can really describe it. It's closing out, moving on over. Looking to get a bit of damage onto this turret, as Keen is going to be here and the wave is kind of running out, so never mind. plates are going to fall off. They did manage to get a fair few of them.
Yeah, a lot of low towers. I mean, well, bot tower is the lowest one, but you know, there's a decent amount of damage done in the top tower as well. So, bro, if they can secure one of these towers, we'll get those feats of strength, something they can look towards. But right now, Dragon up and on the table, Canyon starting it off. Yeah, but forced away a little bit.
Morgan just does not care about what Jovi's doing whatsoever. And he's just going to be able to walk away. Arakan is going to be coming up on that top side of the map. As it looks like Gen G are going to be able to even out the Dragons. That is going to get them another third of a feat of strength towards the 2 sandals that they'll be able to put on their feet. And that's going to be an Infernal Soul this game. Oh man, it's fiery.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of burst as well across the board, so a lot of value in that one. Now, we have Herald in a minute, and on top of that, I think for Gen G, the game plan generally is secure Herald, get a tower, and just deny that the ult's going down. Oh, Jovi. Oh my god.
Loza, I think, just got an item. He did. And so it says, welcome to Ludens. He might even be able to get the cannon with this extra AP that he has. There it is! You'd love to see it.
That's growth. That's what we like to see. If Keen gets this tower, though, it's taking a lot of damage. Gen G could find a way into those feats of strength, despite the deficit they've had.
Morgan, I don't think is going to be able to stop this one from going down. So that is just feats of strength, or at least 1 full one. And now the objectives become all that more important. 4 minutes until the Dragon, but we do have Herald coming up in 17 seconds time. So Bro really going to have to put some priority on that one if they do want to confirm some cool new shoes.
Yeah, reset's coming in pretty late for this Herald. You know, you've just seen Handback reset, you've seen both Canyon and Duro go back. Duro just picking up a Locket, which is a pretty big spike, honestly, the amount of damage that can block, especially this early in the game. So we'll see both teams putting pressure towards there. I mean, ideally for Bro, they get this Herald relatively quickly, and then they have plenty of time to set up for the Dragon.
Yeah.
As they need back-to-back objectives to lock in these feats of strength. But, you know, it's not the end of the world that they don't get them.
Yeah. We haven't necessarily seen a huge win rate for feats of strength, to be honest. Hasn't been as much as a big objective to watch out for as we were thinking perhaps in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. I think it's one of these things where, like, the win rate is like 66%, and a lot of that comes from the fact that, you know, you're the team who's taking towers and objectives.
Yeah,
and
you got the money from doing the feats of strength things.
Yeah, the stats themselves aren't that crazy, and the tier 3 boots aren't that gold efficient, so you don't really get them until like late in the game ever. So it's one of these things that are nice. But yeah, Bro definitely still in it if they aren't able to get it, because right now Gen G has the lead for those. But is the Rift Herald picked up? So actually dead even, and that next Dragon will kind of decide who is able to get the feat.
Yep, and with the Rift Herald, they should be able to create some space to get vision control and things like that around said Dragon, is the theory that I have in my mind. But they're able to take down the top outer turret at the same time. That's going to keep them in the lead by this 1,000 gold that has been there basically at a flat line for the entirety of the game.
I mean, it's just crazy. There's almost all of eyes in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Between Closer and Chovy. Closer pretty strong right now. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get a second item before that Dragon fight. And the thing is, you know, I'm looking at the top right of the screen. We have the Dragon timer in 2 minutes, and then the Arakan in 2 minutes 20. And they are on opposite sides of the map, but it's kind of like if you lose that Dragon fight hard enough,
yeah, you could just give it up.
You could just end up losing Arakan as well. So, lot will be dependent on that, I feel. And it's actually going to be more of the damage chase coming out from Keen.
I like it. I actually feel like we are seeing a little bit less of the tank chase just because Unending Despair is gone.
Yeah, we have seen sort of like, you know, Black Cleaver into Fimbulwinter a bit. It's like a mixed sort of build, or like Zeus and Doran will go on like Shojin into Fimbulwinter, but this is more so like, no, I want to do damage. I want to hit things with my Shock Blasts.
I find it interesting that it's Black Cleaver into it as well. Often with the Muramana, you see a lot of lethality style builds, a few different items. But it's kind of cool. I've seen a lot of different chase builds. It's just been a lot of different ones.
Yeah, you can kind of just
build items and it'll be fine. Still takes grasp. It's fine. Just build health and things. It'll be great. Closer coming on over, doesn't quite find the damage. Gen G moving themselves towards this bottom side slowly but surely, because that Dragon is on their minds. 50 seconds for that one. Grasping Roots almost walked into there by Humbug. They do utilize the Rift Herald to try and get a charge here onto this outer turret. It's taking a fair bit of damage. The rest of Bro are moving in. Morgan on a flank angle. This charge really taken a while, as Chovy also taking a fair bit of damage. That is the charge. Successfully landed there by Shelly before she does fall down. Solar Flare hitting the sweet spot is now Polu trying to turn it around. Duro taking a lot as the ulti's invested by Closer. But is it a little bit too early to pull the trigger? That's the question.
I think it's a bit early and they didn't get that much value, and now 2 big ults down from Bro. You know, Polu won't be nearly as tanky without his ultimate. Closer, considering he's the most fed member on the side of Bro, lacking that big teamfight ultimate.
Yeah.
This could be an indicator they might just give it up. They might just give up the Dragon. You can see, based on how Closer's moving, they've gone right. We didn't find the angle. Let's be generous, GigaChad, this time.
Indeed, that's what they're going to do. And so that is going to be the Dragon secured here by Gen G. They get themselves the feat as well. Really felt like that moment was like the classic Paul Walker presses his NOS button and then Vin Diesel's like, haha, kid. And then presses his at the very end.
Presses his harder.
Yep. And it just works a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Win that quarter mile is Chovy trying to be a little bit aggressive, takes the turret shot, but isn't going to be too worried about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be big. They obviously got the Herald hit onto the tower. That mid tower is really low. But you kind of saw like the setup we had around mid, like Closer, he ulted them, but it was so easy for them just to retreat to the tower. I think Bro getting that tier 1 mid would make a big difference. Kind of a lot more opportunity to play the flanks when that's down, a lot more angles, and a lot more uncomfortable positions you can put Gen G in. So I think Bro's focus really should be on trying to secure that if they can. It's already pretty low, so it won't take much to finish it off.
Yep. We'll have to keep checking in on what's going on there, as this ward is surviving, but probably not for too much longer, as it did just get Scryer's bloomed. 4 minutes until the Baron does come up. Probably not going to see too much action around there, as now Ruler fighting against Hype here, but Hype not really winning, even though he sort of opted in.
Yeah, I was hoping to get the passive proc at the end, but Canyon shows up and Hype decides against it. Ruler going for a bit of the Mosquito Jin build.
Yep.
I've seen time and time before.
Does, like, when you hit the Infinity Edge, though, it feels real nice.
Yeah.
But right now, it feels real kind of like you do not a whole lot of anything at all.
Yeah. No, you still have your root and your ult. Oh, hey, coming in.
You convert attack speed to damage. It's all right. We've got a teleport coming in from Morgan. Polu already taking a lot of damage as that Deadly Flourish. Pretty dangerous onto Hype, but he's able to move himself out of the way without having to invest the cleanse. Chovy and Morgan with the same idea as Morgan. Going to mitigate some of the CC, but the Solar Flare still going to connect. Vault Breaker comes through. They look for Chovy on the back end. He tries to ult his way out, but Morgan says no. Duro is likely to fall as well, but Canyon's already taken down Polu, but he falls for it, and Closer is also there. Flashes over the wall to pick up another, and just slips between the veils. Can he keep himself safe? That's the question. As Hype not going to be taken down, but it's great aim from Ruler, and he secures 2 off the back end of the fight to win it for Gen G.
One of the things with playing against Jin, if you can't exit the fight cleanly, you will pay for it. Hype sacrifices his jungler with that flash at the end. I'll see a replay of the fight, kind of on 2 fronts, and Morgan, they seem overextended, think they maybe have a window to punish, but manage to avoid the center for Solar Flare. And Canyon focuses first onto Polu, does manage to take him out, but then it's just cleaned up by Hype and Closer. And it's a fight on 2 fronts, you know, Closer and Hype doing a lot to clean this up, but the problem is, if you don't kill the Jin, you have low health bars. This is kind of the result of it.
Oh no.
Just sacrifice his hand back, you know.
It was a little bit of a sad Flash situation, but one of them was going to die. So it was a pick your poison scenario, and Humbug is the one that is unfortunately delivered said poison.
Oh, they go for the Solar Flare on a Hype. He just cleansed the slow, didn't get hit by the stun. Was concerned about the follow-up there. Now both mid towers pretty low on a similar sort of health, and you can kind of see from from Morgan's TP before why that mid tower being up is so important. Because if that mid tower was down, completely different environment when he TPs behind them like that. So
yep.
I think the team was able to. Well, I think if Bro are able to break down Gen G's tier 1 mid, it will make a lot of difference. Right now though, Dragon in a minute 30.
I think this is one they don't want to give up.
Yeah.
Giving Soul Point over, especially when it's Infernal Soul. Oh, and they're going to lose their outer turret as well. Bro, kind of falling apart here a little bit. We have seen it before.
Yeah, we see Gen G
team
move 4 members into mid. They have Chovy in side lane. It felt like Bro just a bit too focused on the jungle vision. Kind of let that slip away.
Yeah, it's almost like they're doing too much homework. They need to start doing some other things as well. Like moving around, trying to position aggressively. try and take what they can. I think a little bit more focus on Ruler is going to be helpful, but it felt like they were doing the right things in the last fight. As, the Hex Splash opportunity to come through. Is the Unbound Soul not going to be enough there as the ulti? Oh, they interrupt the Blast Cone, and Chovy is delivered on a silver platter. Duro going in as well. Does have the Eclipse to try and keep himself safe. Now Morgan is spotted on that control ward. Humbug burning down, and Ruler's able to take down the cow. Deadly Flourish almost just kills Humbug on his way out of there. That could be an Otacon angle, potentially. Without Chovy, it's a little dangerous. 25 seconds, and he'll be up with teleport available.
I think Closer still having his ult just makes it too risky to go for. It was great play from Bro getting Chovy down, but they end up having to sacrifice Polo to get away, so just a 1-for-1 overall.
Okay, Ruler's starting to do some damage. Oh man, he is getting closer and closer to that Infinity Edge.
Close to having real items, real build. Yeah, I mean, this was really nicely played by Handback, interrupting the Blast Cone.
Yeah, with the ulti.
But it was a good ult coming out from Duro, the root follows, and then it basically is like, do you want to lose your jungler or do you want to lose your support? And the correct decision in any situation is to support. Because as much as Handback is low and has to recall, the fact that you still have your smite on the map, very important.
Oh god.
Gets sniped at the end. And now, yeah, Ruler has an Infinity Edge.
He does have an Infinity Edge.
He's now doing damage.
He can also upgrade his Swifties to be super duper mega fast. This guy's going to be booking it around the map. Chovy looking to just grab Soul Point for free here by himself.
It's so difficult because Bro don't want to give up pressure around not only Baron but Otacon as well. And then as a result, they just end up sacrificing Dragon, and now Gen G, things are kind of mounting up. They've got a bit of a gold lead, but more importantly, 3 Dragons to 1 away from Soul.
Do you guys remember that time at about 7.5 minutes when we were talking about Bro having a gold lead?
That was such a good time.
It was such a good time.
Bring me back.
Yeah, that time is passing. And, well, it's passed. But it seems to be getting worse as well. As this control ward does spot out Gen G as Bro pulled the trigger. See whether it's actually going to be the right choice, though, as a teleport does come in from Morgan. Right on top of the rest of his teammates, making sure that he's going to be here to assist. As Polo, there's the Unbreakable Will. They've already committed to that button as Stranglethorns come in. They do manage to secure this Otacon, and now Duro is likely just dead. Chovy was looking to come in, but doesn't quite work out there. That shock blast, a lot of value, but no follow-up. And Bro are just going to say, all right, may as well take the Baron as well.
Can be a little bit risky as the health bars get low. Yes, it doesn't matter if they die, but if they give up the Baron, that definitely does.
Oh yeah, there's the pulverizers. This ulti right into the backline is gigantic from Humbug. They take down Ruler. They learnt from their previous mistakes. And now Morgan dives in. The Baron going to help him out there as Gen G. They've just fumbled the ball.
Beautiful play from Bro there, though. No intent to finish the Baron initially. They wanted to fight with the Otacon buffs.
This would be so Bro if they lose Baron to a shock blast from Keen, but it's not going to happen. Humbug is going to be able to lock that one down, and that shock blast is somehow going to miss. As, of course, it was blind, so he was just trying to find an option. They take mid out of turret as well. And we're back to the good times, Orcs. We're back to it.
We're back. We're so back right now. And it's great moves here from Polo and Morgan, making sure Canyon can't get in the pit. As soon as the buff is taken, Gen G want nothing to do with them, so they disengage. They do sacrifice the support, but then the Baron started. The risk is, even if you die here and the Baron's leashed, Gen G could just take it, so they don't let the Baron get low. They immediately look for the fight. Handback has a beautiful ult, as does Morgan. The Baron finishes off Canyon, and everything just comes together for Bro. I think a less confident team, when Gen G took that Dragon, would have crumbled. But Bro go, look, we have to do something. We can't just let the game be lost.
This is what Bro didn't do ever last year, right?
They did in the Kesper Cup. This is the new energy.
Yeah,
this
man.
Is when you pay your Bro tax, this is what you get.
Exactly. And they're going to get Solar Flared as well. As Humbug going to try and get out of there. Will successfully do so. But remember, of course, you know, it's a quick trip home. As Canyon just gets one shot.
Where'd he go?
One shot by Closer. What the heck was that? Damage was absolutely obscene. This guy sitting on 3 items. Shadow Flame, I believe, was just completed. And yeah, Gen G learnt about it. Inhib turret gonna go down. Inhibitor sure to follow. And remember, they still have the Voracious buff. This is still basically risk-free as they utilize their Baron to continue pushing. Oh, man. That's a 5,000 gold Red Bull Baron power play.
And you know, what else could we expect from the Kesper Cup champions?
Exactly.
Favorites coming into the series, obviously. But just some beautiful play from Bro. there was that lull in the mid game a little bit where they kind of lost track of what they were doing, but I mean, Closer has just been unleashed, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
Even the series in which Bro's lost, he's looked good, but he just finds Sangwon Canyon in just one shot.
Oh, some Aurora things. That's sort of reminding me of Release Aurora, which was completely and utterly busted, but that one, it's bringing us back. It's gorgeous.
A lot of callbacks in this.
There certainly are.
From now to earlier in this game, and, you know, a couple of months ago.
I tell you what, though, this Bro team, they're just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Closer craziness, you know, they've added the double challenger vibes with Humbug and Hype, who are both legitimately great players, but also a little bit unhinged sometimes. Let's see what they're going to do with it, though, because that does also mean that risks can be taken that perhaps shouldn't be. The little knock-up does come through onto Polu.
You know, let's be real, every Bro fan is a little bit unhinged, so having unhinged players is just...
And also every Bro fan expects it as well. It's like when you're watching Bro, you're not watching it for the victory screen at the end. You're watching it for the experience,
the journey.
Yes.
100%, 100%.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
And what a journey is it. You know for a fact that some Bro fan has just dumped like 1 million channel points on Bro right now and is about to become a channel point billionaire off the back of this.
Honestly, the Bro predictors are eating so good.
Jovi just missed a super minion there, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
That is very uncharacteristic.
Canyon built some very cool shoes, so that's a little bit frightening because those ones are pretty powerful. The Swifty upgrades as well. Kind of silly if Ruler is going to be able to collect those. As now Hype moves over, and yeah, Bro, I think, have probably afforded themselves a bit of map control after what they've done. So the Drake is going to spawn and immediately does go down. Hype now with 4 items complete, all those evolutions done, and Azonya's in his back pocket. This Kaiser is going to be very, very hard to kill. And in fact, has proved very hard to kill for the entirety of the game as he's sitting deathless right now. Pretty nice welcome back here for the player on loan from KT.
Yeah, I mean, Hype's just been playing extremely well. Obviously did flash to sacrifice the jungler earlier, but wouldn't, which AD carry player would not?
He just said, look, I'm playing really well, Humbug. It's like, it's fine.
They expect one of us in the Rebecca G.
Exactly. And, you know, they're already friends because they played together on KT Challenger last year, so it's fine. And so Chovy here in this side lane, you can see Bro pushing forward, wanting to get towards this inner turret if they can. Voidseeker's not finding. But I guess their role is to seek, so you don't necessarily have to find. As now Morgan going to be able to dash his way out. Good wave clear here for Gen G, though.
Yeah, Hype just ate a shock blast. I mean, this build with the Jace, you kind of more bruisery. Your shock blast don't do that much damage.
Humbug is just dead. Okay, there's a 2-man pulverize from Polo, but no follow-up for that one as well because Closer was nowhere in the vicinity. They're looking now for Chovy, who ults his way forward. They get on top of Polo, who gets another pulverize. I just don't know whether it's going to be enough, although the Acapian Rain is making things happen. Hype gets into the back lane, he's flashing after Ruler, and he'll find the Void Seeker of Death. My god, that did so much damage, but they're unable to take down the Jhin, who I don't think can even afford to press his ultimate button, because if Hype hits him with a W, he's just dead. And so he's just going to hold on to that one, and in the end, Bro actually make it work.
I'm not even sure if they had vision of Chovy, because Hype avoided the ult coming out from the Yone. I'm not sure if it was blind or not, but some fantastic moves. He got hit by that.
Oh yeah.
Completely different fight. I guess we're going to see in the replay, but just, Bro, even when something goes wrong, even when Handback is sacrificed again, they managed to bring it back.
And Ruler is sitting on 4 items, right? Like, they're pretty good ones if you want a Jhin to do late game damage. But he still feels like Jhin. That's the problem.
Okay, so...
let's have a look.
Yeah, if you're kind of looking at Chovy on the flank here, makes his way in, and we see this angle.
And where is he
spotted? And Hype just avoids it. I guess maybe... I don't even know if he had vision. We can't see from his perspective. It's a beautiful move not to get hit. And they can re-engage here, and Ruler just can't do anything when he's reloading. He's fumbling, the bullets are falling out of his pocket. He's trying to get them in his gun.
Yeah, he's like, his hands are shaking and can't get them into the revolver. Oh, God. Oh, no. We've all been there. I haven't.
You don't pick Jhin.
What's a gun? Well, Morgan, he's going to get snared, but not too worried about it as, oh, God, here comes Closer with his bazooka. The Stranglethorn's not really getting enough down as the ultimate now employed by Ruler. It hasn't actually landed any kills just yet. Bro's health bars are starting to fall low, though. As now Close are in trouble. And another pulverize here from Polo, which is his death throws in the end. So Humbug and Polo both falling down, and Bro not quite finding the Baron fight that they were looking for there.
Yeah, and now opportunity for Gen G to move over to it. They have an obscene amount of DPS on Baron right now, with Chovy and Canyon and Ruler as well to secure. So if Bro want to stop this, they have to move in a fight.
Yeah.
Morgan half HP, Closer not there. It's 2v5 right now.
Yeah, Keen at full health is so scary as well. Deadly Flourish is going to stop him in his tracks. So back to the Baron they go, and Gen G will be able to secure that objective. A minute and a half on the Infernal Drake as well. That'd be soul for them if they're able to link this Baron into that objective. But let's have a look at this fight one more time as Bro, little bit disjointed on the call.
Yeah, unfortunately Closer can't reach Ruler with a full combo. Keen doing a great job of bodyguard there. And then here, Handback ends up overextending. I think the area where they're fighting around this brush on the opposite side of red, it's such a difficult, awkward spot to fight in, especially against the Zyra and the Jhin.
Yeah, the Stranglethorn's location was just
huge value. So I think not picking the right environment for their fight has kind of hurt Bro there, but they're still ahead in gold. They are down in Baron, but Gen G haven't really had any time to do anything with it. Wave still in favor of Bro with those super minions pushing in top, and now they're taking control of the area. They do not want Gen G to get close to that dragon. Yeah,
these super minions are really going to help out because Gen G will need to send someone up there, try and defend, but right now Gen G still very, very strong. Even though they're 5,000 gold behind, a lot of that doesn't really matter here at 35.5 minutes. It's a lot to do with who manages to get the fight they're looking for. And I'm really glad that you mentioned Canyon, because I feel like so much comes down to how much value this Zyra damage can actually bring them. Because he has been sort of finished off relatively early, hasn't found a lot of value with these Stranglethorns in some of these other fights. That last one really showed what you can do if you do manage to get it working well. But Bro just take control of the dragon, and they will be able to take that one down. They traded for an inner turret, but that's all to do with this super minion wave moving in towards the top side of the map.
And all things considered, Gen G, I mean, obviously they get a good amount of gold from it, but they get mid-tier 2, and they lose a dragon. They don't really get anything else from the Baron. They have a minute to work with it, but I don't see any windows for them to push up right now with how the control of the map is. So, yes, Gen G got the Baron. Yes, it closed the lead a little bit, but Handback, he should be able to get out and survive.
Yeah, he should be fine. Keep charging that Vault Breaker. Now at level 16, is not going to have to worry about it too much.
Wasn't any wards behind him, because I definitely could have seen maybe... I mean, I think there's nothing on the map to play for right now, so I don't think they would have gone for it, but a Chovy flank could have been deadly there. Morgan get a cheeky little control ward in.
Yeah. Also, we're hitting level 18s for almost everyone. Jungler's not quite there yet, and of course the supports are lagging behind, but yeah, we are hitting our caps at this point in time. Is Solarflare going to be flashed here by Humbug? The big tool now missing, but it is a good flash.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a bit harder to get on the back line, especially looking at Ruler, and also just more opportunities to pick Handback in the future.
Look at Morgan's items. It's 4 items. This guy has a large health bar.
Yeah, interesting enough seeing Keen go for the Serpent's Fang. If you can get damage on like height when he ults, or I mean, even the shielding from Morgan as well is pretty significant.
Look at Morgan. He's realized that he just doesn't take damage, so he may as well walk at them.
He's unleashed. I am Cassante now. Ruler also going the Seeker's Arm Guard. So, presumably, Bro will have seen that, but that kind of limits the options in terms of ulting for Handback. You know, there's Zhonya's on Canyon, Seeker's Arm Guard on Ruler. Keen is pretty bulky, quite bruiserish, and Chovy is hard to pin down with Yone's kit. So this value in the late game might feel a little bit less and less. But I mean, speaking of value, you're talking about the
fancy shoes.
There is the shoes, but you talked about the caps as well. And Closer has the Rabadon's cap right now and is closing in on full build. He is so scary.
He is going to do so much damage. He also is very squishy. So if Gen G are able, like if Duro finds that like miraculous solar flare, for example, it's going to make things a little bit tough. But we can see already as well, like Elixir of Iron is there for Polo. Like we are setting up for like the final fight of this game. That's what that arm guard tells you on Ruler, as well as a lot of the tech that has been put in.
I think it's so funny that they added the Iron rank with Elixir of Iron. It's just powered by like the tears of the Iron players.
The tears of learning League of Legends.
Oh god.
A little bit too late. It's all right. Genji now moving over. Well, maybe not. Like, maybe you've just been there the whole time, you know?
Having a good time.
It's not about winning. And that's what the bros teach us every single day. So that's what we need to be talking about here. Is nice little cue to come through here as the ulti is invested by Closer. Canyon going to be Zhonya's very early, like you're saying. And so he's going to avoid the engage. And now that ultimate's on cooldown. For now, though, I mean, it's already a quarter of the way done. So
yeah, it's taking
Genji
so
doesn't
fast.
have a lot of time.
Yeah, and I think that's a good time to go for that play. Unfortunately, they only got the Zhonyas. They didn't get something like a flash from Canyon. But that ult is going to be back up for those objectives. Handback playing kind of on the flank here. And we're going to end up with a short window where Baron is up and Dragon isn't. Definitely becomes uncomfortable, but both teams are one away from Soul, so it's
a dangerous path there for Polo. As Void Seeker's not really finding their mark at this point in time.
The Zyra poke is getting pretty annoying. Just throwing a plant down, the auto with the Leandries.
Yeah.
Quite a lot for Polo. You can see him already about 2/3 HP just from that.
And Genji prioritizing the Baron side of the fight, as we can see.
I think this...
Oh, Deadly Flourish comes in. The ulti gonna get that cleanse out from Hype.
Cleanse and flash. That's big to secure.
I mean, Chovy almost just died as he dives in! I don't know about that one, Hype. Oh dear, he's gonna go into his Zhonya's. The rest of Bro trying to turn up. Chovy almost dead, but he's not. That's the main thing. Oh no, we were talking about that challenger energy and it wasn't what we wanted to see. Morgan deciding not to flash to get himself out of that one. And oh dear, that could have been the whole game thrown into the tin can.
A critical error there. And the thing is, because it happens before the Baron spawns, Genji have time now to get the Baron and move straight over to Dragon and get both Soul and Baron. They were so close. They've had such good control this game, and bro, the last minute might have just fumbled.
So cut the video, guys. If you're a Bro leaver, just that wasn't the bit that you wanted to see. Maybe rewind.
Who didn't pay their Bro tax?
Yeah, I mean, it must have been someone.
And
we needed a little bit of extra time.
I think Hype, if he just Zhonya's there, this would be completely different.
I feel like Hype took it personally.
Yeah, being both summoners, then re-engage, and the thing is he misses the W.
He misses the W.
But even if you hit the W, I'm going to be real.
I think even if you kill Chovy, it doesn't actually...
It's not the play.
Yeah.
And then Morgan doesn't want to be in the flash, says, look, I might just be dead. Just get hit by the root at the end, so maybe we're waiting. But regardless, that is now Soul and Baron over to Genji, and they have just about taken... Well, they've evened up the gold, but a huge boost in a game like this.
I've got a theory, okay? My theory is Bro were feeling like they were starting to be in like we're in the winning position. We're not the underdogs anymore.
Oh yeah, they were the overdogs.
And so being the overdogs is not really the Bro way.
Yeah.
And so now
they're back to being
the underdogs. Well,
Genji are very consistently overdogs.
They are often, yes. And I don't think anyone told Bro that no matter how this game was going, they would always be the underdogs. We probably should have communicated that, at least to Hype. But yeah, this inner turret not long for the world.
I just like, I hate to blame. I don't want to put it on anyone, but there's going to be someone in the chat who hasn't paid their Bro tax and is just realizing now.
Yeah.
This might be on you.
Yeah, and you might be busy blaming Hype, but that's not how that one goes. As they engage, they do find the Jhin in that backline, but can they get more? That is the question. Duro taking a lot of damage, trying to taxi his way out, but the only way he's getting out is in a body bag. Double kill for Closer, and yeah, they're back to the underdogs, and they're back to winning.
Whoever just paid their Bro tax.
Yes,
right
it was
there.
you. I'm scrolling. Leo and a bunch of numbers. You are the best. Thank you so much for that.
They needed it.
Oh,
they get the
did.
kills.
It's all you, Leo. Everyone, give him a shout out. Gorgeous stuff.
Oh, the energy comes in, they finally engage, and now long death timers. They don't have waves pushed up to the base yet, so not sure it's going to be a game ender here. But they deny the Baron push from Genji, and this game's going to keep on trucking.
Oh yeah, 43 minutes. Man, we were expecting that maybe today would be on the faster side.
I feel like
we're wrong.
We're strapped into a roller coaster, and it is going fast.
It's going fast, but the track is long. Let's just say that.
It is a long journey. We are still
certainly
going.
Undulating. Now, Bro, they can move up towards the top side if they want to. There's an open inhibitor, but they don't have a wave. And they are just going to back away as... Oh, it is Elder time. It is Elder time. Let's see whether Team Baron can take an Elder from Team Elder.
And you know, he has Zhonya's. Not Seeker's Arm Guard. Ruler has full-on Zhonya's, but they don't even give him a chance to click his buttons. Beautiful flash engage from Polu. Handback is there to make sure there's not a single moment. Like, you could be there spamming your Zhonya's button. Yeah. It ain't going off.
Yeah, and that's the Vault Breaker into ulti combo from Humbug. So he actually gets to layer that CC a whole lot further, and you just don't last very long if you're a Jhin, unfortunately.
Yeah, just great moves, honestly. And I feel like every time something goes wrong for
Look
Bro,
at Hype's build,
have to bounce back.
That's a lot of damage coming out from this Kai'Sa, as well as, you know, the Void Staff now completed for Closer as well. He's so dangerous. Hype actually weaving in a bit of extra, like, AD into the build also.
Yeah.
Selling off the Static Shiv for a Kraken Slayer.
I think it makes sense. I mean, especially you look at the...
I mean, everyone's health bars as well are, like, just getting larger, so having to cut that down makes some sense.
But we're seeing, like, more Malmortius on both Chovy and Keen. Banshee's going to come through from Canyon. We've got the Abyssal Mask and Juro. They know they're dealing with a lot of magic damage. Star Nightmare's there. We've seen Ruler sell the Shiv and get a Collector.
Whoa. Okay.
Not exactly... Collector, not Nightmare, you feel like scales that well.
I'm not going to say that that's the late game item of choice that I was looking at, but I'm not Ruler, and I never pretend to be. As Grasping Root's going to land once again, but Headbutt Pulverize is going to be in response. Stranglethorn's not getting a whole lot of value, and my god, if Hype ever lands these, and they're just dead, as Canyon does have to go golden, into the backline goes Closer, and he keeps himself alive between the veils, and he's going to be able to get out. And bro, they just take 2 from the top side of the map. They're going to see what they can do versus 3.
Yeah, Closer's going to recall. He's got TP, can get back in. They got to make sure the health bars stay high. Ruler's ult can do so much work here if people are low in health, but it looks like they're going to TP in Closer. Sorry, Closer's already TP'd in. They're gonna TP in Morgan.
He's got 6 items. He can just walk at this Jhin. Look at him. He's like, I'm going to block it for you guys. My health bar does not go down. But Rulers does, as we can see. Killer Instinct into the backline once again. But this time for Hype, it's going to work. The ulti from Chovy doesn't work at all, and he times it well that time. Hype's gonna go golden, and the Bros, in the one game out of the 3 that they've played so far that we thought that they would not get a look in, this is the Kesper Cup champions doing it again against Gen G.
This is what your Bro taxes pay for.
Oh yeah, once again, huge shout out to Leo in the chat. I saw that, he said, oops, here's my Bro tax. And did you see what happened in that bot lane?
The moment he put it in, that's if you ever need proof that Bro tax makes a difference.